Hi and Happy New Year to everybody, and I want to kick off by talking about a YouTube channel that's caught my attention and that I think will be helpful to a lot of people. So this is Neal Hallinan's channel, and I'll spell it out for you so you can look it up. Neal, Neal, Hallinan, Hallinan. He's a postural restoration coach and also licensed massage therapist. So basically he works with posture and muscles and how the body's aligned and all that. And the reason I like his channel is because he also goes into other things like the alignment of your teeth and your visual system. And the reason his channel caught my attention is like his story is my story. So he's come to this really by having problems of his own. So he's learned how muscles work, how bodies work, to work on his own problems, and then he's used that to help, he's used the knowledge he's gained to help other people. Like me, he's he's had a crossbite, so he's had a splint, and I think he's got Invisalign braces now to fix that. He's also long-sighted like me, and he's documented how improving his posture and alignment really has helped. And there's also the fact that if your visual system isn't working properly, or you've got a malocclusion in your mouth, so your bite isn't quite right, that can also affect your visual system. Then that also affects your posture, and you're going to end up with pain. And it may not be pain because you've strained a joint, but it could be that everything is out of alignment. So you got stresses and strains all over your body, particularly down one side, that you can't see. Your doctor might not be able to see, but you've just got this chronic pain all the time. So it could be down one side of the body, or it could be shoulder and back. How you walk is interesting, because if you're leaning to one side, obviously you're going to get pain in your feet, or one of your feet, or your knees. So it's this whole thing of everything being connected to everything else, which, I mean, I've talked about it, but I just have the experience. This guy, Neal Hallinan, he's done the training, he's learned about bodies, he's actually learned about techniques, he's got the certificates. So, he can go into this in a lot more detail. And I've, watched some of his videos. He's got a lot of videos. So, I mean, I've just scraped the surface of what he's got to offer, and I'm picking up tips already, like how if our visual system is overstressed, and particularly if you're long-sighted, it often will be, even with the correct glasses, because it's actually a bit harder to adjust your vision when you're long-sighted. That is a little bit of a common problem, which I didn't know about, and I actually learned at the opticians. So your visual system, you can be working a bit harder with it than other people sometimes. and when you're working hard to look at something, you hold yourself tighter, so you might not breathe properly, and then you can turn to one side, so you know, you get a head tilt, like I've definitely got that. So he talks about breathing in your left diaphragm. Now your diaphragm is not quite your lungs, but it's like the space under your chest, where all your organs fit, really. So it's really about being aware of your body. And what I just learned now, because I'm not really into biology, to be honest, is that your body inside, it's not symmetrical. I mean, it makes sense because, you know, we've only got one liver, for example, so it's got to fit one side or the other, and we've only got one pancreas and one, I don't know, what is it, gallbladder, that's the other thing, so it's got to sit to one side or another. And your lungs, you'd think your lungs were perfectly symmetrical. Well, they're not. The left lung actually looks to be a bit bigger than the right, for starters. And your diaphragm is a bit higher on the right because the liver sits in the way there. And I could have got this wrong already. Like I say, I don't really do biology, but your body inside actually isn't quite even to start with. Now he has a lot to say about reasserting your left side, because you can become right dominant or left dominant if you're left-handed, if your visual environment isn't quite right, and then you get in a habit and everything becomes right dominant. So I talked about this in my last video, so practicing breathing on my left side a little bit. Now, obviously you're going to breathe on both sides, but even visualizing it or thinking about it, it just, personally, it just allows me a little leg room to stretch and actually do it and think about how my body is positioned and to change that. Now, I've seen his videos about stance, so what's happening with the feet is important, and one of his tips, I've still got to watch more about the feet because there's interesting stuff there, is to put a bit of, let's say, kitchen roll between your big toe and the rest of your toes on your non-dominant foot. So that would be the left foot for most people, to reset, putting your foot down properly, and to reset proper balance. So I'm actually going to try that for a little bit. Now, I'm not going to put it in for a lot of the time. So I'm not going to put it in and leave it there and just hope I start walking properly. But what I am going to do, a bit like my splint for my teeth, is I'm going to put it in to remind my body, so to remind my feet, this is how your toe is meant to be positioned. Because my big toe on my left foot has a tendency to come inwards. I mean, it's not something you'd notice, but it's because I've been used to standing that way. So I need for it just to be reminded, no, it kind of fans out a bit, just like the right foot. And to remember that then, when I'm walking, when I'm sitting, when I'm in bed even, and to couple that with breathing as well, because breathing helps you to relax. And if anyone wants to learn to relax through good breathing, then I suggest join a choir. I don't, because I don't do singing, but don't do what I say, don't do what I do, do what I say. Basically, singing is excellent exercise. It as well as giving your lungs a good workout, it rebalances your posture. So it resets your body, and obviously that helps you to relax, and all good things come from that. So that is the two main takeaways I've got from his videos. You know, that's relative to me. There's a lot of other good stuff there. I mean, he talks about teeth, the alignment of your teeth. He talks about eyesight and your visual system. Obviously, he talks about balance, posture, tension, your muscles, back and neck pain. That's a big one for people. So he's got videos about all of these things. So there's a lot to watch there, a lot to watch and a lot to learn from. And I'm kind of going to couple this, end this off with an observation. I don't think I've made it for quite a while now, but something I have said on my videos before is that if I do very vigorous exercises, or if I sleep on a hard flat surface, basically my eyesight changes. I become much longer sighted, and it doesn't last for that long typically. You know, as soon as I have to start moving around and touch something, then I get tense again and I go a bit shorter sighted. By shorter sighted I mean I'm still long sighted, but I come nearer to, say, a +1, which is my glasses prescription. But basically, if I take exercise, or if I sleep on a flat surface, the chances are what is happening is that I'm breathing evenly, and my body's lining up, because you can't, you know, you can't run, for example, you can't sprint. If you're tense up one side and you're holding your breath, you just can't do it. So it unlocks my body in the moment, and the result of that, you know, straight afterwards is that, you know, I really am very long-sighted. So it does change my vision. So, I mean, that kind of bears out with the things he said about his own visual journey. So really what I want is, yeah, a little bit more stability in my visual system, for sure. I mean, I'm doing very well with the glasses I've got. It can be a little bit better, and also I do want better balance, and to have my body lined up a bit better and to be a bit more relaxed, because I know I have a head tilt, and it is based on my visual system. So I do want to work on that a bit, using you know, whatever I find in his videos now that I think will help me. And it would be interesting to see, you know, if I'm able to use something and it does stick. It would be interesting to see what is going to happen with the glasses situation. I might need them a little bit higher, but we'll see. So anyway, that is Neal Hallinan's channel. Do go and check it out, because I mean, even if you haven't got any problems, he's got interesting things to say. You will definitely learn from it, and you know, he's got some good tips on how to be healthy. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.